in about 1972, Sharon and I were living and working in Lock Haven, young Christians, hungry for God, looking for a place to anchor ourselves in more permanent fellowship. When we met the United Soul Ensemble, they came and did a concert at Lock Haven University. At that time, the atmosphere that they set, we just said, this is something we want to learn more about. And we met the director of the United Soul Ensemble, now Bishop Gerald Lloyd, and his wife, and some of the members of the choir. So we started coming down here in, I think it was 73, and it was actually 70. Yeah, it was actually
going into 74.
Yeah, and that's when that happened. Back up, the correct date would be in 1974. That happened. And so we started coming down here as a part of the choir, and then also the house-to-house Bible study that grew out of the choir, out of revival in the choir. And so it was an exciting time. And out of that revival and that house-to-house Bible study and the choir together, we decided to move down here in 1975. In 1978, I was ordained as an elder, and then in the early 80s as an assistant pastor. And so that began my journey in pastoral ministry and learning how to walk that out. We were assigned a couple of different church plants that grew out of Unity. One primarily was in Williamsport, where we pastored under the auspice of the church. We pastored there until the mid-1980s.
We moved back here in 1988 when Joy was a baby.
That's exactly right.
I think one interesting thing is we were young Christians in Lock Haven, and one thing we didn't know necessarily a whole lot, but we knew we loved the Lord. And when we had the opportunity to move here at that time, we both were working in the school district, in the Keystone Central School District. And we had decided, once we made that decision that we were moving here, which was in 76, I was offered a job making big money. Now here I'm 26, Harold's 25, making big money in the Baltimore area.
Yeah.
And a principal that I worked with had gone there, contacted me, said, we want you to come and work and everything. So I said, oh no, because we decided to do this because we'd say, we would say to each other, we'd rather have Jesus than silver or gold. And so basically, so we declined because we said we want Jesus. We knew that the Lord was calling us. And
if I can jump in to connect with that, not only did they offer Sharon a job, they said, we will find your husband a job.
We'll find your husband a job.
And they said they attached to that, the salaries are negotiable.
Yeah, I think when we turned them down, we turned them down. They came back. He came back again and said, look, your salary is negotiable. Yes. And at that time, they were offering thousands of dollars more than we were making. I think at the time I may have been making $7,000, but they were offering several more thousands of dollars with some of the other plans.
At the same time, I got an offer within a few weeks after that. I got an offer to become an assistant basketball coach at a state college up in northern Pennsylvania. Okay, and similarly, they all said, we will find your wife a job. And in both cases, it was not even a thought. Mm-hmm. It wasn't even a hesitant moment. We just knew God wanted us to be in State College, and he wanted us to be a part of this birthing ministry that was happening. And so we turned, without a thought, we turned them both down, and we literally kind of said to ourselves, because we felt like Jesus wanted us here in State College, we said we'd rather have Jesus.
Yeah, we would say that. One interesting thing too, we're 26, 25 years old. Not only did they offer Harold a job, and they said, we'll have a job for me in my field, they also said, we have a house for you. And at that time, we were living in a trailer.
Yeah.
So the temptation of doing that would have been great, but we were just kind of like
Yeah, we
Silly saying, I'd rather have Jesus than anything. Right, Harold?
Yeah.
Yes, Sharon? Yeah,
There may have been times in the years that came after that.
We thought, why didn't we
look
take that
back
offer?
and you think, wow, Lord, that was a pretty good offer. Because it wasn't in purpose. It wasn't like we were going to stop walking with God. But what we know even more now, it was God's purpose for us to be here.